This is Ace and Friends.
Welcome to the Ace and Friends show. It's episode 11, right? Yeah, okay. Hey, week number 3 of the Ace and Friends show. My friends Riggins and Technique Rob are here as always. We expect tomorrow, I don't want to jump the gun a little bit, but tomorrow I do believe my sister may be joining the program. Tomorrow or Wednesday.
Nice.
To catch up on what's happening in the world of the paranormal in Central Louisiana.
We need an update.
Well, let's be fair. Among other things we talked to my sister about, and we may have to make this a weekly thing because there's been a lot of excitement in her world. First, Thursday night into Friday morning, the house next to my mom's house, my sister lives in was my mom's house, the house we grew up in essentially. And we've lived in that house. We've owned that house. It was built for us. We're the only people who've ever lived in there. It was built when I was 5 years old. The house has been around 50 years. The house 2 doors over burned. And I mean, not caught fire and had a little bit of, but it burned up to the damn ground. If I may use a great Southern expression. And it was wild. She was at like 2:45 in the morning. She was sending me videos of it. It's crazy. Like before the cops could get there, before the fire trucks could get there, it had already pretty much burned to the ground. It was out of control. But so there was that, and then Saturday night she went to at the Rapides Parish Coliseum to see the Road to WrestleMania. They went to the wrestling matches and saw Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles and
sure
the Man Becky Lynch and everybody. So she's got a lot to report.
Yeah.
In addition to the paranormal experiences of the paranormal or whatever in Central Louisiana. So
still ghost hunting.
Yeah, she just went to some plantation that is apparently very haunted and spent the night doing some ghost hunting.
Does she catch the ghosts or she's just looking for the ghosts?
I think they're just looking for paranormal activity.
They're just looking for it.
Yeah, I can't, no, there's no ghost catching. It's just kind of like.
Expel the ghosts.
No, I think it's just like, hey, the ghosts live there.
Yeah.
The place belongs to the ghosts.
Okay.
So they're just there to.
It's catch and release.
It is.
Thank you, Rob. So I didn't mean to get a sidetrack right off the bat with that. I just thought wanted to not forget to mention that, hey, I think either tomorrow or Wednesday I'm trying to get it set up for her to come on the show if it works out with her timetable. So we'll see how it goes. But there's that. A lot coming up today on Ace and Friends. In about, 20 minutes, do we have the most selfless thing that a bride can do? Or is it just terrible for people to even bother? But next, I got caught up in something this weekend, and I thought I handled it really well in public. Next, hang on.
Ace and Friends.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
All guests of the Ace and TJ show stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. Beautiful rooms, incredible dining options. Book your room by calling 980-299-7123. It's the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first-class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
Ace and Friends.
Well, I was running various errands. My wife prefers that we all go to the grocery store as a family. So Saturday, me and Amanda and the baby Dax headed off to the grocery store. I know. She likes it when we all go to the grocery store. I pretty much despise it, but we all go together. And as we were leaving the grocery store Saturday, there was a young lady selling Girl Scout cookies. And it was raining. And I was like, you know what? I'll buy Girl Scout cookies. And when I went to buy them, you could buy the one for the troops also. So I bought a box for us, $5, and a box for the troops, whatever. bought 2 boxes for us, as a matter of fact, and a box for the troops. That was Saturday. Sunday, I go to Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse to grab one little thing, and they're set up at the entrance, not the exit, but and Lowe's is very definitive. Entrance, exit. So you gotta go by them on the way in, and face them. So I'm walking up, and I didn't see him until I was looking at lawnmowers or whatever, and I didn't see him until I was right up there. Now you just kind of look at the lawnmowers as you walk up.
Yeah.
And in a moment, I heard the voice of a young lady who appeared to be roughly 10 say, "Hi, would you like to get some Girl Scout cookies?" And in my mind, I thought I should tell her I've just purchased some because I really don't have time to get any at this moment. And that's what I meant to say, kind of. In reality, what I said was, good.
Oh, no.
It just kept walking right into by that time, the doors opened and I just walked right on in.
Oh, no.
And then I thought, should I go back? What? I don't know what to do now. I'm good.
You're thinking of different things to say, and it all just came out
Just
at
like
the same time. Yeah.
I wanted her to know that I'm not going to buy any.
Yeah.
I wanted to be polite because I just bought some. And I ended up just going, this is good.
Oh, brother. You screwed up again with the Girl Scouts.
The guy with her who was there, it was like, it was probably her dad or, I don't know. It's like, what? What was that?
What was that?
Or maybe they just went on to the next person. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, I felt at that point, I can't double back.
Yeah.
There's no way to double back now.
No. You look like a fool.
You got headphones in.
Yeah, just look like an idiot and keep moving. Sorry. There's a video that's out, maybe staged, maybe not. Is it the most selfless thing a bride can do? Next.
Ace and Friends.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities, and we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Attention Charlotte, treat yourself to a delicious meal that's made with fresh, seasonal ingredients and ready in just 20 minutes. Enjoy a fine dining experience without ever leaving your home. Head over to tableandtwine.com.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
Ace and Friends.
So, Reagan sent me a video this morning. Now, do you know the backstory to this video at all?
No context.
There is, and it's very simple. There is a bride. She goes to throw the bouquet, and instead of throwing the bouquet, she turns around and walks towards one of the bridesmaids and then hands her the bouquet. And as she's handing her the bouquet, you see this guy come and kneel down off to the side, and it takes a second, but then the bridesmaid accepts the bouquet and she's laughing, and then she turns and everybody has cleared out to make a big circle. It's done extremely dramatically. Very dramatic in how they do it. And then as she turns, the he's on one knee and he's holding up a ring box and it's open, and the bridesmaid who's now holding the bouquet does not do, she just kind of stands there for a while and doesn't really do anything or say, there's no like, oh my God, yes, or no, seems to be no reaction for the longest period of time.
Yeah.
And I guess people on the internet are discussing, is this the most selfless thing a bride can do, that on her day, she gives up this moment to highlight her friend, her sister, one of her bridesmaids, to accept this man's proposal for marriage.
Which was like the #1 thing you don't do at somebody's wedding. You don't make it about you by proposing.
Well, I think it is the most selfless thing a bride can do, to agree to be a part, to agree to participate on her day in that.
I think so.
It's incredible. If it's real, it does appear to be staged. This video appears to be staged, but it's a jumping off point for a conversation. I do think it's incredibly selfless of the bride. It's also amazingly inappropriate for the guy to ask for her to participate in this on that particular day.
Very much so.
It's kind of like, yeah, kudos to the bride for being so sweet and so kind and so giving. But wow, is that guy a turd for even asking her?
Yeah. Unless it's the bride's idea somehow, and it is her sister, and she's like, it would be amazing if you proposed to her at my wedding, and it would be a family celebration.
I would love it if we had this huge family celebration. That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
But I bet you it's not that. It probably is the guy saying, hey, would you mind?
Because all our friends are going to be there.
Yeah.
And that is really, just a note to guys, that is really inappropriate for you to step in and inject yourself and your significant other into someone else's, the biggest day of their life.
Yeah. Crazy inappropriate.
Yeah. Crazy inappropriate. So don't even bother asking.
No.
And I'm still surprised in this day and age there are guys that don't know that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. There's some dumbasses. I didn't want to use that word.
Yeah, there
but
really
you're
are.
just a dumbass.
You're right. Yeah, you're just a dumbass if you do that. But hang on. Some good news next.
Ace and Friends.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
It is. That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today. You could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
As winter packs its bags and spring settles in, the flowers, they are blooming. And at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress, the deals are booming.
You write poetry?
Does one ask a fish if it swims, or a bird if it flies? It was a long winter.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, with up to $1,500 in free furniture with the purchase of a mattress sleep system. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
There's a lot of news out there, but Ace and Friends just want to give you the good news.
So there is a story in the good news today that I think is super sweet. There's a 100-year-old World War II veteran named Harold Terrens, Terens, and he's being honored in France this June at an event for the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and he's planning to get married while he's there. He's been dating a 96-year-old woman since 2021, and they're in love. Why you make it face, Riggins?
It's old.
Yeah, well, he's 100.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he's 100. She's 96. They've been dating for 3 years. And when he attends this ceremony in France, honoring him at the 80th anniversary of D-Day, he also wants to get married.
Married?
I know what you're thinking. He's 100. She's 96. What's the point? I don't know.
He is a Frenchman. They are romantics.
No, he's an American.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to France to be honored, I believe.
If
I understand this correctly, yeah. He's being honored in France. Anyway,
yeah.
He's 100.
What are you
She's
doing?
96. Just like,
I guess I kind of understand dating, but even then, I think at 100, I'm going to want to be dating around and messing with. She's like, you didn't text me back. I'm like, shut up.
A woman in Iowa named Trudy Handelman marked her 102nd birthday last week by doing a canned food drive. She can't get around that well anymore, but still wanted to be of service to her community. So she had a canned food drive. She got over 400 cans of food.
Nice.
Who helped her with those? Yeah. Somebody had to help her because canned food gets heavy. Trust me, we used to do a canned food drive when I was a kid. We would go to church on Wednesday nights for the male youth. It was called Royal Ambassadors, RAs. And the girls were GAs, Girls in Action, I think. And anyway, we did a canned food drive. And I remember thinking, damn, canned foods get heavy, man.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I figured out a little system, because I would go around with a box in the neighborhood, and all the neighbors would be like, "Oh, sure." I'd be like, "It's for I'm at First Baptist Church, where our RA group we're doing." "Oh, sure." Then you're about 7 houses away from yours, and you're 10 years old, 8 years old, and you got all box full of canned food. Like, this is heavy.
Yeah.
You should have told him you're royalty. Or I'm part of the royal thing, church. Give me your cans.
I don't really want to lie about something to do with church, Rob.
You said that was the name of the thing.
Yeah, well, Most of them knew.
It's Sir Ace.
I ran across something on TikTok over the weekend. General knowledge questions everyone should know the answer to. I think everybody on the show is going to get them. But you can play along at home. We'll get to those next. Hang on.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime. Thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.
Bradham Brothers offers heating, air, and electrical installation and service that you can trust. Their family business has served thousands of customers with honesty and a smile for over 50 years. Go to bradhambrothers.com to schedule service or a free estimate today.
Ace and Friends.
So I saw this TikTok over the weekend. 5 general knowledge questions everyone should know the answer to. Now, don't respond. I'm just going to ask you if you know the answer before we go any further, okay? Number 1, what is the longest river in the world? Riggins, do you know?
No.
You don't?
No.
Rob, do you know?
Yes.
Okay, what is it, Rob?
The Nile?
That is correct. How many planets are in our solar system? Riggins, do you know?
No.
Rob, do you know?
Yes.
How many?
8, now that Pluto's no longer a planet.
That is correct. Who wrote William Shakespeare? I'm sorry. No, well, I just gave it away. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet? William Shakespeare. But everybody would have gotten that one, so I didn't give away anything big. Again, these are 5 general knowledge questions everyone should know the answer to. Number 4, what is the gas all humans need to breathe? Riggins, do you know?
I think so.
Rob, do you know?
Yes.
Riggins?
Oxygen.
That is correct. And lastly, what is the name of the process plants use to make their food? Riggins, do you know?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Riggins?
Photosynthesis?
That is correct. Yeah. Okay. Okay, see, I knew y'all would get most of them.
Yeah.
You got...
I missed a couple of those.
Did you miss 2?
Mm-hmm.
The first 2, yeah.
Oh. Thank you, Rob.
I don't know much about planets.
I like the... He missed the first 2.
Yeah. Definitely did.
Smart
Rob's like, I didn't miss any, but he missed the first 2.
Yeah. I think Rob's probably the smartest person on the show.
They say those are... I think that is not correct. They say they're...
You think so?
What, do I think Rob's the smartest person on the show?
Yeah.
I think it depends. How are we defining? What are we calling?
Like trivia knowledge.
I don't know.
Do you think you're better?
Could be.
Oh, let's get that going.
Yeah.
Rob versus Ace.
General knowledge trivia questions?
Yeah, he might.
Rob
might
does.
be,
He does the trivia stuff.
Yeah, he does do a lot of trivia stuff. Just don't like the idea that I'm. Give me a minute. Let me study up on some trivia. Then we'll...
Yeah, well, you started. Well, yeah, we'll come up with some questions.
Rob may be the smartest person on the show when it comes to that type of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yes, I think you may be onto something, Riggins. He might be the smartest person on the show when it comes to that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. Doesn't mean you're not good at anything else. It's just that one thing.
It's become, it's really brought me down all of a sudden.
I don't know why.
You're quiet.
It's like, that's kind of a bummer now.
Is Rob not allowed to be smart about
No,
one thing?
he is. It's just, I don't know. It's just I don't know what it is about that makes me feel like I need to go home and read some books or something.
Well, you do need to do that.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
The story you'll be talking about the rest of the day for a very weird reason, because it's something you can now look out for when you go into a restaurant. And I think I saw this in operation over the weekend. Coming up next.
Ace and Friends.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin. Should you buy? Should you sell? How do I present my house if I do want to sell it? All of those questions can be answered by the experts, and they can take care of you with the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. The Temple team knows everything there is to know about selling, marketing, and buying houses. So get in touch with them today at acetj.com/Temple team. The Temple team at Keller Williams Realty.
This is Ace and Friends.
At this time every day, we give you the story you'll be talking about the rest of the day. Sometimes it's funny. Like, honestly, until we used it on the extra funny podcast today, the story of D's Nuts, the guy that has legally changed his name to D's Nuts back in 2011, was going to be the story you'll be talking about the rest of the day. But we used it, so I have more. I just think this is interesting how this works. And I think I saw this on TV over the weekend. There is a new product called hand washing lie detectors that will out food service workers who don't wash their hands. According to the CDC, food workers wash their hands only 33% of the time. But you see that in every restaurant when you go in the restroom. It says, if you're an employee, you must wash your hands every time you come in here. The product is called the hand scanner, which is being described as a hand washing lie detector. It looks like a mounted hand dryer. A worker places their hands under it after washing their hands, palms up, then palms down. Within 2 seconds, it can identify any residual contaminant using light fluorescence spectroscopy. It uses a safe, non-UV LED light. It's not brand new technology. A similar system has already been used in the healthcare industry. This is being introduced to 10,000 restaurants worldwide, including some Taco Bell and Arby's locations.
Ooh.
So you're supposed to, when you wash your hands, you have to put your hands under, and it registers whether or not your hands are clean enough. If not, you have to go back and wash your hands again. The customers don't see the hand scanner report, but it is made available via computer or whatever, a printout, to the manager of the restaurant. So they know exactly who is and is not washing their hands. It's mostly, they say, mainly to alert workers to rewash their hands if contaminants are still stuck to their hands in hard to clean areas. But it does then give a report to the manager as to how clean the employees are being.
I wonder if it tells you like right away.
Yeah, 2 seconds. I saw one. It was on the thing I saw this weekend. It was on Bar Rescue. John Taffer was showing somebody who'd had a problem with cleanliness behind the bar. They were showing him when you do this. They installed this system when they redid somebody's bar, and he said you wash your hands, then it shows you put your hands under it. You just count 1,001, 1,002, and the light goes green or red. If it's green, you're good to go. If it's red, you're supposed to rewash your hands because you have contaminants still in your hands.
That's nifty.
Yeah. The CEO of the company said they made the hand scanner. When someone says to me their hands are clean because they have gloves on, I say, all right, lick them. And they say, no, my gloves are disgusting. They say, well, there you go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's what gave him the idea to do the whole thing. So apparently they're rolling out 10,000 different restaurants. It's going to be apparently a big part of the restaurant industry in the next few years.
Smart.
We may have found one of the most obnoxious people in the world, all because something happened to him that has happened to just about every other performer playing in a bar or theater or an arena in the world. Next.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
This is Ace and Friends.
What you're about to hear is a guy being unbelievably annoying, yes, but there's a better word. Pretentious? Is that a good word for it? His name is Briston Maroney. Riggins found this video on TikTok and sent it to me. And the guy's performing with an acoustic guitar. It appears to be either a large club or a theater, small theater, somewhere in his hometown. Wherever that is, it doesn't matter, because something happens to him that happens to everybody who performs, ever. Somebody in the crowd shouts out, "Free bird!" And this is just the first, because the clip's long. This is the first 30 seconds of how he chooses to handle this particular situation.
Let's just be, okay, damn. If you're a person who can safely yell whatever the you want in a room, just be super conscientious of that, is what I'm saying. There are places where you can't just walk in and scream whatever. I know it's coming from a place of love, we're all having fun, it's a concert, but like, some people don't have the luxury of just screaming whatever the is on their mind. Okay, so consider that, bro. Like, for real. I can't believe this is happening.
Why are they cheering? What is he talking about? Some people don't have the luxury, bro, of just screaming out whatever they want. So consider that.
Yeah, the majority of the comments were very supportive of him. What? And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I'm just like a dick. You know, like that I'm thinking this guy is so over the top.
What is he talking about?
Oh, and it goes on. I mean, he left the show. He walked out of he walked out of the show. After scolding.
I didn't go that far into it. I didn't know he walked out.
He like, hands off his guitar and like leaves. So I was like, I couldn't believe it. I mean,
and the people in the comments, I saw some of the comments are supportive of him.
Yeah, almost all of
them. Why?
It's their hometown favorite. It's a lot of his supporters, and people said, well, he's very good with fans. He closes that gap of artists and fans, and this was really rude of that guy to just shout out when he's having a moment. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? I'm sure his music is fabulous, but I've never seen anything like that.
No,
ludicrous.
It's so pretentious.
Some people don't have the luxury. I mean, he's talking about privilege.
What are you talking about? The luxury of shouting out. It happens. That happens to every artist, unless he's like maybe in other countries you can't do that. What? I came to hear you sing some songs, man.
Yeah, I know it's coming from a place of love, and we're at a concert. Yeah, so just
move on.
Yeah, play your songs.
So I was watching something the other day that was a big deal to me. The story was a big deal to me. And my wife was like, I don't get the big deal about this. Who cares? And at the time, when it happened, it was the biggest story in the world. And maybe it's a sign of the times that it's something that nobody would care about now. I'm curious if Riggins, you or Rob would care. You probably know part of the story. Next.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
As a proven leader in managed IT services, CompuCom delivers innovative solutions designed for how you work today. They'll help you deliver results no matter where you are on your digital transformation journey. It's all at CompuCom. Go to CompuCom.com to find out more.
Ace and Friends.
All right, so Friday, maybe, I was finishing watching a documentary that I was about halfway through. A documentary about Milli Vanilli. Now, do you know the Milli Vanilli story, Riggins?
Yeah.
Okay, Rob, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so in case you don't know, 88, 89, Milli Vanilli was a Rob and Fab. They came out of Germany, and they were two very good-looking guys who took the world by storm. Their debut album sold 6.5 million copies in America. I think it sold like 9 or 10 million copies around the world total. And after they became huge, they won the Grammy for Best New Artist. And then it found out that Rob and Fab didn't sing a single word. Not one iota of music did they perform on their song. They were just the face of this music that was put together, written and produced by a guy named Frank Farian. And they had other artists, did all the singing, all the rapping, everything. And then Rob and Fab just played this off as fake. And this album was massive. They were everywhere. And it all kind of fell apart after they won the Grammy, and their tape stuck one night while they were doing a live show, and they were exposed on a huge MTV arena tour. And Amanda came in and she goes, "You still watching that Milli Vanilli thing?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, who cares if they sang or not?" I was like, man, at the time, that was a huge deal to find out that they didn't sing the song. Now, the songs are fine. It's not really my type of music. I wasn't really into it, but I was like, there are a couple of those songs. Oh, those are good songs. I get it. But today, it's really not. It wouldn't be that big a deal. Now, the fact that, I'm 55 and she's 31 is obviously, the biggest difference in how we look at that. But after what happened, was it 20 years ago with, what's her name?
Ashley Simpson.
Ashley Simpson on Saturday Night Live. But now it's not a big thing because now it's common for artists not to sing in concert. But for it to be totally fake, do you think that would be a big deal today? Like, say you found out Olivia Rodrigo didn't sing or write any of those songs. Somebody else did. It's all been a fake. Would it be as massive a deal?
I think it would depend on who it was. Like, everybody thinks Olivia Rodrigo is a good songwriter on top of being a good performer.
I think she's a great songwriter.
Yeah. So I think it would be different for her if they found out her. But if it was somebody like, I don't know, like Katy Perry, I don't know that anybody would care.
That she was just lip syncing somebody else's music all the time.
Because it was just kind of like this not very deep pop music.
Right. Yeah. Blame
might be
it
true.
on the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if they, that's a good analogy.
Yeah, and maybe who the person is may have a lot more to do with it.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting because it's such a big deal that she was like, I don't see why is it a big deal? Who cares if they didn't sing?
Well, music's lazy these days.
It's like interesting. That's part of it. That is part of it, Rob. But I did have to admit something to her over the weekend that I hated to admit, and I'm gonna hate to tell you because you're gonna laugh at it. Next,
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
It is. That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today. You could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
yeah, absolutely, exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Ace and Friends.
My wife made a simple request of me the other day. She said, "Hey, can you help me put this bracelet on?" And it's her little bracelet she got. It's a push present. It says Dax on it. And I said, "Sure." And I was trying to put that bracelet on her. And as I mentioned a minute ago, I'm considerably older than her, and I'm trying to put the bracelet on, and I'm kind of struggling with it. And she goes, "You're not even close." And I said, "It's because I cannot see the sun." Wait a second.
Yeah.
And I had to go upstairs and on my desk, get my glasses and come back down. They're just readers. And put them on. And then I was able to successfully complete the task with no issue whatsoever.
Why are you bothered by that?
Oh my God. Because it's just one more thing.
Well, it's not like you're dropping this piece of knowledge on her. She knew you were older.
Well,
and she's seen you in glasses.
She's seen me reading in glasses. I've never had to get them to do something other than read.
I don't think it's a big deal.
This is a task that needed to be complete, and I had to go get them.
I don't think vision speaks to how old you are because some people need glasses when they're young too. So it's
but when
eyes are different.
But when you know the only reason the person needs glasses is because they're old.
Yeah, I think you're making too much.
I appreciate the fact that you both think that I'm making too big a thing about that.
No, when you crapped in your pants, that was probably that's the one you should be embarrassed about.
Right, I
not
agree.
needing glasses. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up again out of the blue, but to me, that was a much bigger deal.
And that was several years ago.
That was a couple years ago.
A couple years ago. So that was. There's a lot more to that story. I didn't just, there's a lot more to that story.
Was there?
I think it's pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what happened, but there was a reason for that. I had some bad food, and my shorts were in a knot.
Yeah. You had been drinking, right?
Yeah, but had I been able to get the shorts undone, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, that's how every pooped pants story starts. If I could get my pants off, I wouldn't have pooped in my pants.
It's a fair point, I guess.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime, thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.
Ace and Friends.
So, you don't use Tide Pods in your washing machine, right, Riggins?
No.
You're against them, why?
They're so expensive.
Okay. Which is fair. They are. I mean, honestly, they're expensive, but they just seem to be so much easier. Do you, Rob?
Yes, I use those.
The Tide Pods?
Yeah.
They have something now called, Tide has a new product called EVO. It's like Tide Pods, but they're tiles. Instead of pods with liquid, they're fiber tiles with 6 layers of soap woven together. They say it's a greener option. Tide Pods apparently aren't great for the environment, and neither are the plastic jugs that their liquid detergent comes in. But the new tiles also don't look nearly as delicious as the Tide Pods, so I guess that'll stop people from eating them. Tide Pods debuted over a decade ago, and was it 2017 the Tide Pod Challenge hit?
Yeah, kids were eating them. Biting into them.
They do. Still one of the stupidest things.
They look so tasty. They do.
Yeah.
They look like gushers.
The new tiles debuted at South by Southwest in Austin over the weekend.
Of course they did.
Yeah, Tide is rolling them out to stores in Colorado next month, then the U.S. Amanda had something similar to the tiles. It was a more organic option. And I saw that we had a bag of them in there one day, and I was asking, like, what are these? Are these for washing? She said yes. And then later I saw that they weren't there anymore. And I said, where'd those tiles go? I was going to wash a load of clothes. And she goes, those suck. Don't use them. Yeah. I went and got some Tide Pods.
Terrible.
And the reason, they're supposed to be better for the environment and all that. Okay. But apparently nothing got clean and it didn't smell fresh. So
it doesn't matter if you're helping the environment if it's not cleaning your clothes.
The clothes are clean and nothing smells fresh.
Yeah.
We've accomplished exactly 0.
Yeah. It's a nice little experiment.
Yeah, and I think we've had several things like that. It's like when the baby was born, Amanda saw this thing that was you put the baby in, it's supposed to rock the baby side to side.
Yeah.
That was good for the baby. Yeah, except the one that she saw was somebody gave it to us. It was on our list. It was expensive, like $250. And but it wasn't mechanical. You had to just keep walking over and like hit it with your foot or push it to make it swing side to side every few minutes. You had to keep doing it yourself. And Daxter didn't do much for him.
Yeah.
But at her parents' house, they got one that you plugged into the wall that came from Target that was $42. And
that moves? Yeah.
Put him to sleep every time.
Yeah.
I was like, we got one for $250. Thank God somebody gave it to us. We didn't buy it. That does nothing. A baby consignment thing. Here, maybe somebody can use that. $42. Target. Old school.
Yeah.
Turn it on, turn it off. Rocks the baby side to side. He loves it.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Sometimes those experiments don't work out. I've been guilty of that.
Is there one that?
I'm sure it was something with the dog, or like
that dog bed.
The dog, but that's a great example. Yeah, yeah.
You got that expensive dog bed, and he
from the Westin Hotel,
and he hates it.
Yeah, hated it.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
This is Ace and Friends.
I don't want to go too far out on a limb here, but we have some facts that could save your life. Or not. It's up to you. Some of these make sense. Like, for example, facts that could save your life. If someone breaks into your house at night, do not turn on the lights. because you know your house better than they do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay. Number 2, count rows between your seat and the emergency exit when you board a plane. Because if you can't see where you're going, you can feel where you're going. Yeah. And you'll remember, like, it's three seat tops, emergency exits on the right, that kind of thing. You have to evacuate your house quickly, take your laundry hamper. It has complete outfits.
Good idea.
That's actually not a bad idea. Like for example, coming out of my bedroom, the laundry room is right there.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't take much to step in, just grab one of those hampers, whatever, those bags, and take off.
And in Rob's case, it's got all of his outfits.
Right, I'm good.
He's got his whole wardrobe.
I'll be golden.
Yeah. He can go from the club to the boardroom.
Right there. If you live alone in an apartment complex, never immediately turn the lights on when you get home. Because if someone followed you, they won't know which one is your apartment that way. I have never in my life considered that. But yeah, I guess if you walk in and first thing you do is flip the lights on, if somebody did follow, like, oh, that's the one I need to be looking for. Count to 3 when the light turns green. That could save you from having someone T-boning.
I was gonna get honks.
Yeah.
People are like, go,
go. Light turns green. 1,001, 1,000. Yeah. My wife's already honked at you.
Right.
Like you hit 1,002 and you're not going. She's on the horn. But I had to tell her early on in our relationship, if I'm driving, do not touch the horn.
Oh, she would reach over.
What?
And honk
She reached
for
over
you?
one time and honked. And I said, hey, as long as we're together, don't ever.
No.
I do not like that.
That is psychotic behavior.
It
That
is
is wild.
They need to go. And she reached over and hit the horn. We were in her car, and she reached, and I guess maybe that's why she thought she could do it. I was like,
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that may have been the way I said it to her, like, like, whoa, Please do not do that. Do not reach over and hit the horn.
When I was taking driver's ed,
Yeah.
I'm a slow driver. Finally, the driver's ed coach reached over and pushed down. He was like, "Go, son!" and pushed my knee down on the gas.
Yeah.
Ace and Friends.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
It is. That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today. You could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Ace and Friends.
Reagan, you just mentioned when you were taking driver's ed. Did you drive with someone? Like you had a partner?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Mm-mm.
So
we went to the guy's house. I had to pick up his newspaper. He was like,
Yeah.
"Stop right here and get the newspaper."
That's what I was going to say.
Are we at your house?
Yeah, when I was in high school and we took the driving portion in the summer. Because you took the classroom portion like in April or something like that. Then the driving portion. So I already had my driver's license. Between the classroom portion ending and the end of school, my birthday was the last week of school. So I already had my license. But my mom wouldn't let me drive until you couldn't get insurance till you finished getting that driver's ed class because you got a deduction. And we did the same thing. I run by my house, got to pick up my mail, but you had to get out on the highway and the whole thing. It doesn't matter where you're going as long as you're driving.
Yeah.
But the guy that I drove with had never really driven before, and that was quite an experience. The first day it rained, and when we went to pull out on the road after I drove, he went to pull out and he hit the gas and just slung us across the road. I thought we were going to go off in the ditch. Very first thing.
Yeah.
Rob, did you take driver's ed?
Yeah.
Did you drive with someone?
Yep.
Okay. So you did it like 2 people and an hour a piece or whatever it was?
I think we had 3 people in the car. Me, 2, like whenever I was driving, there were 2 people in the back seat and so on and so forth.
How long did you have to, were you there? Like everybody drove 30 minutes, 45 minutes or what?
I don't remember that part, to be honest with you. I do remember the other person driving on the wrong side of the road, so they had to stop immediately for that one.
Yeah. Ours was like 2 hours or about 2 hours because you drove about 45 minutes to an hour a piece for 5 straight days or 4 straight days, whatever it was.
Yeah.
There was a lot of driving involved.
I don't remember driving a whole lot, but it was just me.
Yeah,
Our driver's ed coach was the baseball coach as well.
Yeah, ours was the head baseball coach, assistant basketball coach, Coach Kaiser.
Yeah,
he drove. We just drove around and just ran errands and did whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the guy that I drove with, his name was David Burgess. And we just spent a lot of time riding on the highway. I just sit in the back of the car and look out the window.
Yeah, not much to do.
Talk to the coach about Major League Baseball or whatever.
Yeah.
Pull into the store and get a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Is it harder with actually two people while you're driving, Rob?
I was nervous already, so them being there didn't really affect me too much. I was already pretty.
Why were you? Had you driven before you before you got in there?
No.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, so you hadn't been out like driving since you were a kid?
No.
Had you, Riggins?
Say it again?
Have you been driving much before it got to that time? Before you got the driver's ed?
Yeah, I had driven around. With
Yeah,
my
I
dad.
had like I said, I already had my license, but I had already been driving, for several years before that with my dad, like out on the back roads and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good thing.
Absolutely.
As long as under parental supervision,
Yeah, and by the way, the parental
safely.
supervision is not like when I was 12 and my dad worked the pedals. Well, he set the cruise control, and I sat in his lap and drove because he'd been drinking too much. That's a different deal. That is not considered parental supervision. Our clocks of the devil. This is ludicrous, but it's fun. Next.
Ace and Friends.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Ace and Friends.
So Riggins found this video online, and it's people saying that clocks are of the devil.
Yeah.
Because if you subtract opposite numbers that are opposed to each other, you always subtract to the number 6.
Yeah, think about the face of a clock and
six,
all the numbers directly across from each other
are separated by 6s.
Yeah.
And then I saw your video and I watched it, and I thought, this is stupid. And then I thought, I was even afraid to look at the comments for fear that it would be just a bunch of people going, I knew it. I knew that every time is of the devil or whatever. But thankfully, people were pointing out that for ease, we used the 12-hour clock because it's, of course it works that way, because that's just the clock only is, it's only 12 hours all the way around. So everything opposite has to be that way. That's just the way it works out. It doesn't mean the devil made clocks.
Yeah, but the way they framed that video is clearly trying to make it, what is it about 6s? And with the creepy music, and somebody was just like, yeah, it's actually called math. And that's just the way it works.
Yeah, it's very simple. Let me see if I can pull this video up here. 50 million people.
Yeah.
50 million people have watched this video on Twitter, and it really is just math. And what they're doing is they're drawing it 3 to 9, 6, 4 to 10, 6, 5 to 11, 6. Why 6? Well, why 6? Because there are only 12 numbers on the clock, and everything opposite is 6 hours apart.
That's what you think. Time is of the devil.
So it's like, why 6? People are like, I love the best answer. Because math.
It's math, man.
Because it's always going to be half of 12, people. It's not that complicated. There is a lady that has done something that has caused a lot of controversy. She may just be saying something really simple, some good parenting tips in a really mean way. Judge for yourself. Next segment.
Ace and Friends.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Ace and Friends.
There is a mom who's going viral on TikTok, and just give you a setup. We're not going to play this whole thing, but we'll give you an idea of what she's said, let you hear what she's saying. She's responding to a question where apparently in a previous video, a previous TikTok, she showed her kids playing while she was sitting reading a book. And someone asked her, how did you do this magic? And here's part of her response.
I can already hear the hate comments on this video, but I'm going to give you this precious parenting information anyways. The reason that I have children who are 4 and 6 that let me sleep in on a Saturday, because they'll just go play. The reason I can go and read a book while they play, that they're able to play independently, is because I just said no to them every single time they asked me to play with them for years. And eventually they stopped asking and just went off and played. Oh my God, what a horrible parent. You don't play with your kids. Simmer down. Hear what I'm saying, not what I'm not. I'm not saying don't spend time with your kids. I'm not saying don't be playful with your kids. I'm not saying don't kind of...
And she goes on to point out, just because I'll summarize because she gets long-winded, that they do all types of projects together. They do fun things together. She just was showing this thing of the solar system they had built because one of them was asking about planets. And but she says, anytime they say, hey, Mom, play with me, she said no. And that they would cry a lot and complain a lot. And you never play with this. That makes me sad. And she said, well, you're fine. Go play by yourself. Is she an awful parent?
No, I never even thought about it like that, but I thought she made a good point. But people are just ripping her to shreds.
I think she makes it sound worse than it is. All she's doing is teaching her kids to play independently by not constantly playing with them. There's no difference, though, than, my mom would say, if I said, Mom, I don't remember saying this, but like, Mom, you want to play? And she was like, no, I'm busy. You got to play by yourself. Or pick that up, go play by yourself. Okay.
I'm not your friend.
Yeah, there's no difference in that. She's just presenting it in a much more harsh way. I think probably to get views.
Maybe.
Because I don't play with my kids. Well, it turns out you actually do play with your kids. Just when they ask you, you don't play. You've taught them how to play independently, how to wake up and just play and not need you necessarily. I don't think it's bad at all. It's just the way she presents it in such a way as to get a response from people.
Yeah, she got it too. People were just ripping her apart.
One lady said, I had a mom who didn't play. She spent time with us only in ways she enjoyed or found relevant, as you mentioned here. We don't talk now that I'm an adult.
But it's not because she didn't play with you like that.
Yeah. Saying they eventually stopped asking like that was a positive thing. That's wild.
Yeah.
I do think it's wild. You should play, sometimes play with your kids when
they
ask.
No. No.
She's just looking for views, though.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime, thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.
Ace and Friends.
Did everybody see John Cena on the Academy Awards last night?
Yeah.
I was surprised, and maybe I didn't give it any thought. I was surprised that it's gotten some negative feedback.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say how inappropriate it was. If you didn't see it, John Cena came out to give the costume design award, and his point was costumes are very important. And he came out with no costume. He was naked. It was also the 50th anniversary of the Academy Awards. It was in 1974. They had a streaker. And while David Niven, the great David Niven, was presenting an award, just some guy completely naked runs out behind him and runs all the way across the stage and down out the doors through the theater at the Academy Awards. And it was the biggest news at the time. This was the 50th anniversary. That's kind of where the idea came from. Jimmy Kimmel alluded to that before Cena came out, holding a big card in front of him. So you actually couldn't see anything from his hips to his thighs. He was kind of covered. And people were saying how unbelievably inappropriate it was. They did have a pretty good joke, though. He said, Kimmel said something like, you wrestle in less than that. And Cena's response was, "No, I wrestle in jorts." And Kimmel said, "Well, that's worse than being out here naked right now." I didn't think it was that big a deal. A lot of people said kids are watching. Well, first off, kids don't watch the Academy Awards. But
if they do, they're weirdos.
But I didn't think it was that bad a deal,
Yeah. It makes me sad for John Cena.
Why?
Because, he's obviously wants to be embraced by the Hollywood community. And, they're all sitting there in their tuxes and they're looking at him like this wrestler. And I guarantee the producers were like, "Hey, listen, you want to show up? We're gonna make you look like a boob in front of the world."
There probably is a lot of this is a good way to get in by being seen at the Academy Awards.
Yeah, you're not going to be sitting in the audience. We're going to have you out here looking like a buffoon.
You're obviously shredded, so nobody will be you're not going to be embarrassed by seeing your body out there.
Yeah,
like that.
you're not Harrison Ford. You're not Bradley Cooper. They're not going to ask them to do that.
Right.
But John Cena. And I feel kind of part of me feels bad because he was at the top of his own profession, and now he wants to cross over, and they're going to treat him like you're just steroid freak.
I really didn't think of it in that way. I didn't give it that much thought, but you're right.
And if I'm John Cena, I'm like, please, I'm as maybe I don't fit in this room like you guys do, but I'm the best at what I do.
We think they're like, though, this is your way in. This is the way to.
And I guarantee
it
they
only
framed
gets
it like
better
that.
from here. Mm-hmm. You're going to get a lot of positive attention tonight from the industry.
Yeah. And in his latest movie, what do they got him doing? They got him dressing up like a chick in skirts and makeup, like a buffoon.
Ricky
Stanicki's,
it's pretty funny.
But he's a talented guy. But they're like, we're gonna just because you have muscles, we're gonna embarrass you. I hate that.
I didn't even give it that much thought.
And I don't know that's what's going on, but
no, that makes total sense. Like, hey, Mr. Wrestler Man, you really want to break in? This is your chance. We're going to feature you on the Academy Awards. Yes. Okay.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
Our favorite things from today's show. Next.
Ace and Friends.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
It is. That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today. You could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
This is Ace and Friends.
Okay, Rob. Your favorite thing from today's Ace and Friends?
That I'm the smartest person on the show.
That is the belief, I guess.
It's cocky now too. He's laughing in
He's
your face.
always cocky.
Well, that's true.
Which is something I didn't know about Rob at first. I've never expected Rob to be cocky.
If you don't think you're the best at something, why are you even doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Riggins, favorite thing from today's show?
I think it's funny that you're so self-conscious about your wife knowing that you need glasses.
I think I've become more self-conscious about everything as it pertains to my wife through the years.
Okay.
Are you saying like things that are age related more than anything else?
Yeah, because I think everything becomes age related if I don't do a very good job with it. Gotcha. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Like I admitted to her yesterday, I saw these things that I wanted to make, and we made these. They're like essentially taco burgers, where you do it like a smash burger on a tortilla, put it on the grill, and she had it in the sauce. I did all the grilling on the Blackstone and everything. And I told her afterwards, like, they turned out good. They were good. And I realized a couple of, not mistakes, but ways I could have improved them. But overall, they were very good. I was very pleased. And she said, I figured you'd do good. And I was like, no, everybody figures I was going to screw it up. So I didn't make it. I said, it's very nerve-wracking. She's like, what's nerve-wracking about the cooking out there? I was like, it's because if I screw it up, everybody's going to, oh, you're too screwed up. So
is that you saying that, or is that her? I mean, is there truth in that? Or is that your own self-consciousness?
It's probably my own self-consciousness.
Or insecurity.
It's my own insecurity, yeah. Probably my own insecurity.
Well, I don't like it.
Yeah. It's probably mine. And I've Well, I know it's mine, and I've learned through therapy. I know why that is.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because they used to be pretty awesome, and now I'm not. So anyway, so that's probably my own thing. Although I do think if I'd screwed it up, she'd be like, old guy on the grill that knows he's doing.
I would trust an old guy on the grill rather than a Gen Zer on the grill.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust him I don't do a lot of cooking though, so you know.
Yeah, not you, the old guy, but some old guy.
Another old guy that looks more like he grills a lot. Yeah.
Ace and Friends.